The biggest fall off in mankind was Humpty Dumpty. But history has now changed as J. Cole finally released The Fall Off, the long awaited retirement album from J. Cole. Kind of retirement album. He did come out to say that he will still be in the music scene. He's going to be producing, but he's not going to, if he does release music, he's not going to try and top The Fall Off. So that is good to hear. You know, there's still potential to hear some J. Cole in the future. I'm sure he's going to do some features, but let's talk about The Fall Off. Talk about the first listen. First listen, I was a little worried because, you know, I was doing a front to back listen and it starts off with a country song and I was a little scared, but then 2-6 came on and I was like, okay, this is good. I was blown away by this album. Tell he put a lot of time into this album. There's so much lore to it. It's incredible. He checks off every single box. I'm gonna go through every single track, give my thoughts on the entire album. This album is divided into two parts. One is 29 and disc 1 is him going back home at 29 years old, and then disc 2 is him going home at 39 years old. It's a double album where J. Cole is talking about legacy and how in a rap career there's always an eventual fall off. It hurts to say, but he's right. I mean, there is always a fall off. 20, 30, 40 years from now, we won't really remember J. Cole. It's sad to think about, but J. Cole, he's been in the rap game for 2 decades. He gave us incredible albums. He doesn't have a single bad album or mixtape. Every single one is complete, even from his starting mixtape. They're all good. He's built an incredible career. People name him the GOAT. He names himself the GOAT, and he's definitely up there for this generation, this era of hip hop. In this album, J. Cole reflects on his journey through life, how he came to peace with himself. You know, part of me hopes that he doesn't release another album. We've seen it with rappers who create an incredible career and then just keep releasing and releasing. I think the best example is Lil Wayne. You know, he had incredible mixtapes, incredible albums. Then he released the Carter 5 and it was like, And then the Carter 6 just kind of proved that, you know, Lil Wayne's not Lil Wayne anymore. So that's why I kind of hope J. Cole just doesn't release another album. Just like features, maybe really good singles like Clouds or Port Antonio, but nothing that's just dragging. The Fall Off, Cole has extreme levels of confidence. Like you could tell his pen is just top tier. He's peak. You know, most athletes peak at 25 to 29. Cole is 41 and he's at the top level of hip hop. The confidence here is incredible. And this is more of like a victory lap put into a double album. Something cool about J. Cole is he helps produce a lot of his albums. The Fall Off specifically, he's credited in nearly every single song. Some songs I'm sure he helped a lot, some songs a little bit. That's always how it's been for Cole in his career. 2014, Forest Hills Drive, his early mixtapes. Start off with 29 intro. It's not much going on there. It's kind of like a country sample. It's James Taylor, and it's under 1 minute. It's just like an intro, kick off to the album. Not much going on there. It kicks right off into hype with 2-6, track number 2. So far, this song is the biggest on the album. J. Cole did release a music video for it as well. Just a lot of confidence, a lot of flexing, which you don't really hear from J. Cole. I'm happy to hear this side of Cole. The song starts off all right, but it really kicks off in the second verse where he just goes in. He hits you with those smart, witty lines and those kind of lines where you have to go back 5 seconds to think about what he just said. That kind of Cole. But disc 1, track 3, Safety, one of my favorites so far. This is a really good storytelling boom bap track. It's just super complete. It's about Cole raps of him leaving home and achieving the rap career he once dreamed of. Cole raps from the perspective of his friends back home, keeping him in the loop of what's going on and their perspectives on what's going on in Cole's life. And it's just a super cool track to just follow along and listen to. One of my favorites so far. I'd probably put this one top 5. But track number 4 is Run a Train with Future. Not many features on this album, but surprisingly, Future is one of them. I did not expect Future to be on this album. I was expecting like a J.I.D., either a Kendrick or Drake. Future does give a really cool hook. I think it sounds really good. He doesn't give a verse, but I don't think it needs a verse. I think him just providing a hook is actually what completes this track. And this is kind of following Safety, track number 3, of the perspectives of his friends. And now they're questioning if Cole is the same Cole they knew back home. And overall, just a really good track, to be honest. I have no complaints here. I think it's a really great sounding track, just a very complete track, which is going to be a common theme for a lot of these songs. But the song after Run Train is Poor Thing, track number 5. Another just incredible track. This one's more about Cole looking for love throughout his 30s. And instead of finding love, he creates more pain for himself and more pain for the people around him. A part of this track that I really like is him calling out a guy he knew, not really, I don't think it's his friend, but a guy he knew for using a fake gangster persona. I'm also a big fan of the hook. It transitions from a Boozy Badass sample from, I forgot the name of the song, but it's an old song of Boozy's. This album is like a puzzle that's just complete. There's not a missing piece. He also ends the song with a phone call that's pretty relatable of him preparing to make a big phone call and him talking to himself, and then it just goes straight to voicemail. It's pretty relatable. And so far, not a single bad track on this album, unless you count 29 intro. 29 is it's not even a track. Then we go into Legacy, track number 6. So this one's a little questionable because J. Cole's singing a little bit. I'm not a fan of J. Cole singing. It's not really what I want to hear from him. And it's kind of like a boring track. It doesn't seem like Cole fits here. A lot of the songs Cole fits in the pocket. This one, he's kind of not interlocked with the beat or the style of sound that he's trying to make here. But this song is mainly about regret, sending texts that you wish you didn't send, making decisions you wish you didn't make. It's a cool track. So far on my list, it's a skip, but I've been listening to this album so much, it's probably gonna grow on me. But track number 7 has Future again, this time with a little verse and Thames. The best part about this is you get an Alchemist beat. I don't know why Alchemist and Cole don't work more often. Cole would slap on Alchemist beats, just like he did on this song. Great performance from Future. Thames drags out a little bit. I feel like her verse could have been cut short, but it's there, and it's cool. I'm a big fan of Future's cadence, big fan of his verse. It's a great kind of bridge. My only complaint is the Thames verse kind of drags out a little bit. It just could have been cut short a little bit. Production here is incredible. Track number 8 is Who the F Is You? I like this track a lot because the beat has very minimal drums. Cole doesn't need a very hot beat. He could rap a cappella and it'd be a hit. But I like this because the drums are very minimal. The instrumental is very minimal. It's just Cole rapping. He kind of takes the entire stage. He's not really saying much on this track. It's a lot of the hook, which kind of drags out. The beat switch was definitely needed for this track. The beat switch is where the song really turns up. Then you get track number 9, Drum and Bass. Very cool track. Again, this is Cole rapping about his balance in the rap scene and him trying to find it. The production here is incredible. This is another kind of track where the bars are so complex that you have to go back 10 seconds or pull up Genius to read what he says. Or on this entire track, he definitely flows like water. He's just sitting in the pocket. He's interlocked with the beat and just flowing, like riding a wave. Especially in that second verse, Cole is just naturally in the pocket of the song. He's literally, the entire verse, he's just interlocked with the beat. And he's just flowing and flowing. And he does it so well because it feels so natural. It just feels like everything he's saying is off the top of his head and nothing's written. I know it is, but that's what it feels like. It just feels authentic. Tracks like this and this album continues to show how Cole developed throughout his career and how he's really at his peak. And he's using all his skills and talent to really make a complete project. But track number 10, The Let Out. Another track where it's like kind of iffy. Not too big of a fan of it. This is Cole rapping about, not really rapping, he's like singing about the paranoia that's created for him around fame and how he's always questioning people around him and wondering what's right, what's wrong. This song is more of a story of him getting a tip from a friend of someone trying to pull up on his boys and him and, do dirty business. Cole's trying to get out the situation. I don't really like the beat here. He uses like a Spanish guitar sample. I don't really like. It just doesn't feel right hearing this style from Cole. So far, it's a skip for me. But again, like I said, it could probably grow on me. Then you get Bombs in the Ville and Hit the Gas. This song is divided into two halves. The first half is him talking about love. and just kind of a little bit of bragging about the money and the skills he developed throughout his career. The second half is finding new love, and a cool concept is him talking to his younger self through FaceTime, which is really cool. The only thing that's thrown off about this track is when the beat switches, Cole just keeps saying "gyat." He just keeps saying "gyat." It's kind of like a grippy part two. When he said "grippy, grippy, grippy," he just keeps saying "gyat," and it's like it throws you off. I don't know what it is, what he was thinking, but the track ends very well. Everything about the track is good except the gyat part. Like, Cole is an OG now. I don't want to hear him saying this. He's Unk. He's Unk status. But he ends disc one with Lonely at the Top, a bonus track. This is more of a very slow song. It's more of like a poem, talking about how the game for him is very lonely and how he pretty much gapped everyone in the game. This is more of just like a therapy session. This is Cole and his thoughts, and we're kind of listening. He raps about, being younger and looking at the rap game from the outside and wanting to go in. And now where he's at, he's in the rap game and it's just not what he thought. He's just by himself. He completely gapped all his idols, passed everyone in the game, and it's just not what he thought it would be. But this song definitely completes disc one, which goes into disc two, 39. He's 39 and he's going back home now. So disc two, track one is 39 intro. Like I said, Cole going back home at 39 years old, and he's more at peace with himself. He's a lot wiser. This is kind of a boring track until it takes a complete 180 and Cole is just going ham. He's rapping and flowing like water. The bars are incredible. It all feels so natural and authentic, and he's just flowing. You could just tell how confident he is in his skill. This song, when I first heard it, it definitely gave me the chills. Incredible performance. So far, the best track on the album. But disc two, track number two, is The Fall Off is Inevitable. Super chill track, super cool track. Production here is great. It's a really cool concept because in just 3 minutes, Cole is rapping about his entire life in reverse. So the track starts from his death all the way to when he was born. Super cool concept and just a great complete track. But track number three on disc two is The Villist featuring A.D.U. This is Cole home. He's looking back at his younger self, picking apart the thoughts of his younger self. Another storytelling song that's just super easy to paint in your head, super easy to follow. And you got A.D.U vocals that just kind of complete the track. It's from Elevators by Outkast. It's a sample. I think she also hops in for some ad-libs. But yeah, another song that is just, concept is great and Cole executes on it. But then you get track number four on disc two, Old Dog with P.D. Pablo. Another one of my favorites so far also. Super hype. Cole brings a lot of energy here and P.D. Pablo also brings a lot of energy, which is very much needed. Just a lot of confidence here. Cole rapping about how he finally got out his record deal and everything he achieved throughout his career and pretty much did everything he wanted to financially. Then you get disc two, track number five, Life Sentence. It's one of the weaker tracks on The Fall Off. Now, saying weak track still puts it ahead of 99% of all the hip hop songs ever, because the standard for The Fall Off is way up here. This is a track about how he's committed to one person and the struggles that come with commitment, and he's talking to everyone that's a listener and is committed to one person and all the pressure that can be created around that. The coolest and the best part of this track is Cole mimicking DMX on the chorus. It's DMX's How's It Going Down. So that's a really cool, just a great way to switch things up. Then tracks number six, you get Only You with Burna Boy. Another feature I was really surprised about. Out of all the features he got Burna Boy. But I like Burna Boy's feature. I think it fits really well. His vocals are great. This is following Life Sentence, where he's talking about commitment to his partner and his kids and just life in general. And also about the struggles that he goes through in his private life. All the fame and all the eyeballs he gets on him and how he deals with it. Great track. Then you get track number seven, Man Up Above. This is back into the perspective of the Ville and the streets and what's going on around him. Another great storytelling song where it's super easy to paint in your head. Just kind of gives perspective on, how he grew up and how his hometown is. And you get track number eight, I Love Her Again. Another track where, for me, this is top five. This is a great song. This is Cole rapping about his love for a woman that he's chasing, but this woman is the hip hop game. So he's rapping about a woman, but that woman is the hip hop game. I didn't realize this at first, but when I did realize it, I was just blown away. He's kind of rapping about how he was always chasing hip hop and how hip hop's constantly changing, and he just kept running around trying to grab the hip hop game, but he realized it's just constantly changing, and he comes into acceptance of that. And he also name drops Drake and Kendrick about how they beef, and just a little line about their beef, how they're basically the big three. Great song. I love the concept of the song, and it was executed basically perfectly. And you get track number 9 on disc 2, What If, with More. I think I'm saying that right. Another feature where I'm surprised about. It's a very relatable track about anyone who lost friends throughout their life, not through death, but through fallout. This is telling the story of Pac and Biggie from their perspectives and what would happen if they never beefed, and the true reality of their situation and what actually went down and how easily avoidable it could have been. I'm not a big fan of that concept, but he does execute it well. I'm sure a lot of people, all the OGs, are not going to be happy about this song. I'm sure Joe Budden is recording a video right now of him hating on this track. But it's a cool concept. It's executed well. Murray brings great vocals, and just a great song overall. In track number 10, you get Quick Stop. Another song that gave me the chills. This is Cole rapping about him being at a gas station, and a fan walks up on him trying to sell him weed, but the fan recognizes him that it's Cole, and the fan tells him how his music helped him get through all the issues in his life. And Cole realizes that his music actually has a big impact on the people that listen to it, all his fans, and it's not just, a regular hip-hop song. There's no drums on this song. It's basically a cappella. Instrumental is very low. A lot of energy from Cole and a lot of realization from Cole. A great song. Then you get number 11, and The Whole World Is Ville. Not a big fan of this track, but it's basically Cole rapping about how it's Ville till he dies. He's always going to rep his hometown no matter what. I don't like how he's constantly spelling out his town. And so far, I'm not a big fan of this track. But then we get track number 12 on disc number 2, track number 24, the closer of the album, Ocean Way, the bonus song. Basically wraps everything up with a little poem. Just wrapping up his entire career, and, this is his victory lap. This is the end. He did it all. It's crazy to think that, Cole is 41 already and he's retiring. It makes you realize how time is just flying, and in 10 years there's going to be a completely different set of rappers. It's not going to be the Kendricks, the Coles, the Drakes. It's going to be completely different. Hopefully it's not the Ken Carsons and Destroy Lonelys, and we get some some good hip-hop, because hip-hop is just, oh man, I'm not going to get into it. But let me give my final rankings on this album, starting with production. On the production side of things, I think it's just incredible. Cole fits in nearly every single beat. There are maybe 2 beats that I don't like. Everything sounds well. Everything's mixed perfectly. And on the production side of things, the Fall Off gets a 9 out of 10. Then we get artist performance. Cole showed up on pretty much every single track. He brought the energy. He showed up like it's the end game, the Super Bowl, the World Cup final, the NBA finals. He showed up. He knows it's his last track and album to cement his legacy, and he was there. And I give him a 9.2 out of 10. Replay value, I feel like there are a few songs that they're not catchy enough to replay a lot, but at a front to back perspective, this album has a lot of replay value, and I give him an 8.5 out of 10 on that. Then we get creativity. This is a very creative album. So many concepts that are just super unique, like Cole rapping his life backwards. Nas has done that, but it's hard to do. Cole rapping about the perspective of his friends, talking to his younger self. It's just a lot of concepts that are just super creative. He gets a 9.4 out of 10 there. And the features, there weren't many features, but I think they all held their own and showed up where they needed to. They didn't bring too much. They didn't bring too little. My only complaint is the Thames verse. Could have been cut down a little bit, but overall the features are great, and it gets a 9.2 out of 10, bringing the overall score of the Fall Off a 9.0 out of 10, which is a super high score. This is just an incredible album, and I'm excited to see how much I like more of it. Let me know in the comments what you guys feel about this album, where you would put it at a out of 10 score, and I'll see you in the next one.